say I'm coming back, so I am back. Welcome to it. If you are watching this for the first time, this is a work in progress with me, Nahinda, and my favorite industry people. And really, it's just a conversation. It's about how can we grow the industry. It's about how to get into the industry so everybody can eat. People that are in the industry already and people that are coming in. So welcome to it. Today, I have somebody special because she is in front of the camera but also behind. I have international blood in here. I have Johanna Swarbo, the ultimate big girl, Shem.
Yeah, I've never been called that before. Just to enter my bio.
I think you have been in it for so long. So
you know what? Next year will be my 10th year.
Exactly.
When I realized that, I was like, what?
Yeah, I did it for so long.
Yeah.
Like, let's draw back. Like, when did you start? When did you realize that, listen, I am going to be a model, I'm going to be everything that came, because you started from modeling, right?
Yeah.
And then everything else came with it. Yeah. When did you?
Shoot, so officially, 2016.
Ah.
But like, really, it was like back in that day.
Yeah.
Because my aunt is, Emily Stefanis is a model.
Period.
So we grew up in the same house and she had her magazine spreadsheets and whatever. So I would always take those to school and show off. Like, no, it's my auntie. It's my auntie.
Were you a model in like high school? Like, you know how there's like those type competitions?
I was such a tomboy. I was very much a tomboy and I was also very much an introvert. So I didn't really want to be in a space where attention would be on me at all. I never was an attention seeker as a child. I think it's
yeah. So through your high school career, you just went through just books,
just
nothing
books.
else.
I was more of a politician, if I can say that. I was in the youth groups, I was an activist. Okay. I was more in like Blue Cross.
What were you? What were
Children in the Media. So I was a part of a group called Children in the Media that was facilitated by NISA Namibia. I was also a part of Blue Cross Namibia, where we spoke about, it was alcohol and drugs.
Oh, wow, you were the smart girl, like because it's giving like, you know how you're in the debating club, but also you are writing the essay, you are presenting the school for the essay competition. For the essay competition, you were that girl. Okay, and then after high school,
that's when the modeling started.
You decided.
That's when I was like, you know
Did
what?
you go to, what did you do after high school? Like after grade 12?
That's when I went to study social work.
Okay, you started for
3 years. I dropped out. I don't mind. It was third year, I dropped out and then I changed courses to business.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you finished business?
Yeah, I finished business.
Okay.
I did first when I left, I was like, I don't really want to do
When
this.
did you do all of this? Is it UNAM or?
I did UNAM. No, I was at UNAM.
Okay.
And then was it the second semester of the third year, I was just like, guys, I'm fighting.
I know.
But the plan was really just to take a pause.
Okay.
And come back to the profession, to the course that I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was so difficult for me to do that pause thing officially because my department didn't want to let me go. They didn't want to sign my papers, and it just really made things.
It was like overwhelming.
Yeah. I was just mentally strained from just being in third year's pressure of uni.
You were in third year?
Yeah, I was in my third year.
You dropped out.
In my third year, I know.
Almost, you were.
And I didn't have a plan. I was like, oh, I'm gonna drop out to do this.
What?
I was just like, I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a really difficult time because I felt that in my first semester.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, oh, I understand the pressures.
Parents always talk you out of things. Parents always talk you out of things.
Even my granddad is this like, he's a world leader person. So if he personally calls you on your phone, when you see that one, you're like,
so it's about to be a little one.
It's about to be a little, and he called me, and he didn't scold me. He had a very reasonable conversation with me. And so did my mom. The first time I told them I want to drop out, they had a very reasonable conversation. I was like, yeah, man, I can push. Let me just try harder. And then when I was in my second semester, I was really just like, guys, you can say what you want me, but like now, as clients, I'm not in a space where I'm like in class, I'm not paying attention. I used to be the kid that sits in front.
Yeah.
I used to engage. I learned,
You're not in it anymore.
literally, because I learned from listening and engaging in conversations. So I started sitting at the back. Lecturers started noticing. Everybody's just like, oh, Joanna, because I was the odd one out. I feel like my fashion sense.
Did you fall out of love with the course, or like, what do you think was it? Because I always wonder. I like school, so like I'm those people that are always in front of the class, literally debating with the lecturer. Those people. But I always wonder, like, what comes to people's mind to say, you know what, like, I mean, third year, it's almost done. But like, do you fall out of love with what you are studying, or does the interest of education all itself just like it goes out the window?
It's
like,
definitely not the interest of education falling away, because I had the 6 months break and then I immediately started studying again. So it was really being in the field and realizing what my actual job would be as a social worker in Namibia.
Yeah, you know, it's those things where like at 18 you are pressured to choose what you have to study immediately. Like at 18, when I realized like I'm old now and I'm like at 18 they were telling me, because I think I wanted to be a superstar already, but it's fiction. It's like, especially within the Namibian industry space, in the working space, working environment, like you deciding at 18 what you're going to study. Okay, I get it.
So it was really something I wanted to study. I wasn't forced into it. Like I said, I've always been that activist person, always cared for people. But I really got overwhelmed with the fact that the system, it felt like the system was working against what the purpose of the course was, or the profession was. And I was just mentally, it was moved. It was moved. So I really needed a break, but the break didn't happen as I intended it to. And then the following year, I was doing Miss Namibia, and then it really just dramatically changed, because I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break for 6 months, go back. And then that didn't happen. So I was like, okay, let me take a short course. I remember when I was registering, because I did business and marketing administration. Business and marketing. It was a diploma, not even a diploma, a certificate, high certificate. Imagine I had my grade 12 alone could get me to just study a degree directly. So when I was registering, people were like, you qualify for more. I was like, no, all I need to do is a certificate right now for a year, because I don't know what next. So I don't want to commit to another 3 or 4 years. To not know what's next. That's craziest thing. Okay, so you dropped out, and then modeling. And then basically dropped out, started working at Kramer's. Even started as a cleaner, mind you. It was so weird. I was like a regular customer, and then all of a sudden I'm washing dishes. People were like, Joanna, Kramer's is open, right? Literally, it was just, because you know what? I was at home. And I was like, I can't stay at home. As much as I don't know what next, I can't stay at home. So at least, because I know there's people that drop out and they're just like, they go into a depression and they're just at home. So at least you were like, I mean, I did the depression thing. I ended up in hospital. I went through all of that, and then I was like, no, this is not me. This is not what we're trying to do. And then when I went to Kramer's, the only job they had as a cleaner, I was like, sure. So you went straight up and be like, guys, I'm looking for a job. Oh, I asked a friend to ask a friend again. But then they were like, that's the only position. I started. I was fine. I was content. I genuinely was, because I was like, I really don't know what, but I need to also train my body to work hard. And just see, like, am I gonna survive? Because now I'm outside, I'm outside of the system, guys. So you went from being a cleaner to being a waitress? Because the owner was like, Joanna, I can't see you doing this anymore. Just come work with the people. I hated it too. I had my way. All I did was really wash dishes. And everyone else. Because it was like, it's not really my thing. And then, so you worked at Kramer's for how long? It was like from October 2018 to about March-ish 2019. You started out like that? No, I was on and off, but like, as soon as my Namibian journey started, I left. Okay, so
So what prompted you to like start to even apply for Miss Namibia? Like, what was it?
So when I started working at Creamers and I was making my coins, I was like, okay, I'm gonna save up and go to Cape Town. That was my goal. A friend of Danny came. We called each other. We made a list. We're like, these are the agents we want to apply to. This is where we're going. So I was now saving up my money for Cape Town.
With your Creamer son.
My Creamer son was nice.
So you said,
hey,
we're getting in.
You get a bus. You know you go stay where you need to stay.
I feel like that's a model's life journey.
Yeah.
It's always like, you know what? I'm gonna save up.
Because that's how it starts. That's really how it starts. So I did that, and then a pageant coach, started approached me. And
because your Instagram was like
yeah. I had money, chicken. I had an expo, so I was snapping. I was very present on my IG.
Okay.
That's I think when the good model post started. So I was very engaging, and I would take people through my day, even my
I always tell people like social media is a big tool. Like I know like some people you want to be taken seriously, you don't want to be an influencer, because I don't know why there's a negative connotation within influencing, but like someone like now I want to be taken serious and all. But honestly, if you look at what she's saying, it's literally like I took my Instagram serious and I was engaging and I was present. Okay, and then you saved up. Did they approach you in the DMs to be like, I'm thinking?
Well, yes, in the DMs. And then we met up. Our first meeting was at Cravers. I was still working there, so I was like, no, come lunchtime. Come lunchtime, let's talk. So we spoke. Honestly, anyone that has had a conversation with Sarah, Sarah speaks dreams into existence. So I was like, you know what? And I've applied before, right, for Miss Namibia. I applied two or three times prior. But like I had no knowledge. I had heavy face beat, my hair, I had dreads. You know those dread things with the wool?
You had a dread?
No, not dreads, but like...
You had a hair moment?
I had a big hair moment.
My thing is, every time I've known Joanna, she's like being like a boldy girl. It's like a bold girl, like hair sometimes, but not too much.
Yeah.
But go back.
I had hair.
Okay.
I had hair. I was a braid girl.
Okay.
Different colors of hair. I started with an afro in the industry, actually. Medium to petite afro. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys met up at Creamers?
We met up at Creamers. We started training. So I didn't tell nobody. My partner I was dating at the time, so he knew. The two of them.
At home,
nobody knows. I can't tell my mom. Because look, man, my mom is my biggest fan. Yeah. She loves me, she encourages me, but like in the beginning of processes, I can't tell her. Because she's a pessimist. And she's not a pessimist, she's a realist. So she's gonna like tell me realistically, she's gonna tell me all her opinions, and then that's gonna
that's what happens with friendships. It's like where you're like, I'm telling a friend I'm gonna do A, B, C, and D. And you can see the vision, but it's one of those things like you cannot put what you are saying into somebody else's. Okay. So you did it.
I did it because I had much money also. I didn't need.
It also helps that you were very confident.
Yeah. And I had already started my modeling by then. So that was already like I think my second or third year into doing modeling. So it was easy for that transition. I was just like, okay, you know what? Started training, did the Miss Namibia thing, and then again social media, because of the pageant, I was forced to be present, even more present.
What was your course? Because I was speaking to Tina. I was speaking to Tina, and Tina, Bobby, and everybody else in the pageantry world, they always say apparently you need a course. Before you enter Miss Namibia,
you need to have
this 6 months thing of like where you did you also
go through of course as a true pageant girl.
You have to do this. Was pageantry in you though, like, because you gave me like editorial model, like your height, but also your poses, but also just the aesthetic. It's giving editorial model. Like, was pageantry your thing? Like, did you when you were taking on to prepare to be Miss Namibia now, like with the course and everything that you had to choose, like, was it in you or like did you?
I had to learn. That's why I had a mentor. That guy from my walk, guys, from my walk.
And you walk verified.
Yeah, but
Fashion Week was just the other day, and you were
different. It's a different space. It's a different type of walk. You need to do it like it's
so
a different
so pageantry and fashion modeling is like
worlds
the
apart.
walks are like
it's different. Very, very different. Like from engaging with the audience, you need to smile, you need to look at people, and then even the way you sway your hips is a little bit different.
So you had to learn.
I had to learn. I went through like training, guys.
You go to school.
Yeah, you go to school. You go to school.
What was your course?
So I always relate things to what I do and where I'm coming up. So it was about teaching just the youth about being entrepreneurs. Being vocal about
So you went back to when you were schooling, you literally took your certificate to literally
That was when did I start the business thing? I started it the same year. The certificate I started it the same year.
Oh.
Yeah, because I remember in my intro I was like, oh, I'm a business student. Yeah. So
I know when you have to speak things into existence. So you were educating the youth.
Yes.
On entrepreneurship and how to go about it,
because that's when I started my business as an accessory designer as well. So how to just be a creative, take your creativity seriously, and then use the skills and things, whatever materials you have, depending on your medium, of course, and then make it into something.
How was the actual Miss Namibian pageant for you?
I had so much fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like how was the experience? Like, would you do it again?
I might just. So it's like the experience for me was really cool because firstly I understood I'm not a pageant girl.
Yeah.
I understood I don't know the space. Okay. And I've always been someone that loves self-discovery. So I realized pageants really force you to like dig deep into yourself and understand yourself, and that's where I also really grew more attached to my culture and where I'm from. I started speaking more Benin through Miss Namibia. That's when I started like playing Oestikwedu. That's because of the pageant journey.
Intentionally though, because when you enter Miss Namibia, you see the rest of the pageant girls, and you need to stick out.
Yeah.
Like, was it where you were like, you know what? Let me go back home to my language, to where I come from, for me to stick out. Yeah.
Okay. It was very intentional. Like I said, I had a mentor throughout.
Okay.
So we had a game plan. This is how we're packaging Johanna Swag with the model. Because even my Instagram, I was like, ooh, let me not say that. I had many different Instagram names before I became Swag with Johanna.
Really?
So like, I had to do a whole rebrand. Because like I said, I was a tomboy.
Yeah.
Like if you saw me on Namibian campus, people were like, and you study social work.
Do you remember her from if you remember her, please write in the comments. Tell us what was she like?
But basically, I had a rebrand. That's all. Rebranding.
Okay, so it was a whole rebranding.
Yeah.
You did Miss Namibia. Yeah. Your experience. You do it again.
It was a great experience. So it's something that I would encourage a lot of women to try.
Yeah.
If you have, it can be a good confidence booster.
I don't like pageants. I feel like pageants. Why are we putting beauty against each other? That's my only chat. I don't know. I'm not a fan of pageants. But apparently, because I was speaking to Tina also, it's just apparently it grows your confidence.
It does.
And it just uplifts you because you are forced to be in a situation where you have to look at yourself as a person. Number one, most beautiful girl. Because if you don't, you're going to fall into the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, like I said, a self-discovery journey, and that's the best way to boost your confidence. And just being present on a stage, you're celebrated by your whole family. When my family finally found out, they were like, "Oh my goodness!"
What? Were you having a moment of okay, guys, let me sit you down. This is what's happening.
Or they saw top 30. They saw top 30. Even my top 30 interview, I did my interview and then I had to go write an exam because I was cheated. But they saw I was announced as top 30. I entered the league even. I was like, "Ooh," I was like. Yeah, the stories are amazing.
Some people were calling you on some.
Yeah.
You're on.
I was like, vote me, guys. There's no dictate. Let's jump on. But the good thing was everybody just jumped on board.
Oh wow. Okay.
Everybody just.
You have a kind family, or
they do.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, I was an introvert. I was that kid in the corner. So my family has always taken care of me, nurtured me, and really supported me. Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's nice.
yeah, very nice.
And then Cape Town. Did you go to Cape Town ever? Like
After. So like I was mentioning earlier, again the social media journey. So that list that we had made, there was one agency I wrote ideal, right?
Okay.
I applied to 5 agencies. I didn't apply to that one because I'm like, I can't be rejected. And this is too like, when it's like that thing you want. I had to test the waters with other agencies first.
Okay. What do you do about like a Z card?
It's like Polaroids.
Okay.
You say Polaroids and with your measurements.
Okay. So you got a photographer to take.
Yeah, I think Dala, my friend, took with he had the iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That easy.
Yeah, they encourage you to do that. You just need a good quality phone or camera and natural light. Okay. That's all. You don't need the studio shoot for Polaroids. But either way, so Miss Namibia final week, like Thursday, I remember this I get a DM. And I'm like, it's a director of the agency that he has.
Period.
So he's like, oh, I have this agency. He sends me the link to the agency. We would love to work with you. I was like, listen, guys, I'm doing Miss Namibia. So if I'm Miss Namibia, I can't. Sorry. And if I'm not, no, because when you're a title holder, you can't be signed under a modeling agency.
Guys, what is it with this Miss Namibia? You can't drink, you can't party, you can't.
You are a queen. You are a queen. You are the chicken.
So you told them, like right now?
Yeah.
But why would you, you know what comes to mind when you say that, did you then have hopes of winning Miss Namibia, or did you just do it? Because you saying, nah guys, if that means you are sort of kind of like also on the fence. On the fence about it.
Like when I entered, I didn't think I would be top 30. Like when they called my name at the back for top 12, I was like, they had to be like, SJ, it's you go. Yeah, because I knew it's not my space. Okay. And I know what my strengths are. Okay. So I grew a lot throughout the journey. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm better than I thought.
Okay. So you told them,
that was the story.
Give
me 4 days. They were talking. Give me 4 days. Then they were like, Sharp, do your thing. I did my thing. And the interesting thing is like the night of the final, before I went to the stage, I prayed, God, please give me what I want. Not what I want, what I deserve, what I've worked for in this point in time, and what I can handle, right? Okay. That was my prayer. So nice. And I was so chilled. That day, I was too chilled on stage. I had fun, bruh. Like, there was not an ounce of nerve in me. I let it go. Yeah. And I had my good time.
But it's also nice when you have a backup. Like, you are on stage, but you also know, stop. But also, it's not that.
But it wasn't really the thought, to be honest. I was like, oh, wait, Sharp, let me just be present in this moment. My family is there. Like, let's have fun. Yeah. It's a great. I remember when we were doing the introduction, Michelle asked us, like, in the beginning of the show, what was the favorite moment, your favorite moment throughout the journey? Sorry. And I was like, this moment right here, because that was really the moment. And the next thing was like, my family was spread out. They were not sitting together. So they were like all over the room.
So
like,
you can imagine. So every time you were like, oh, there you also here.
And my best friend that studied in Cuba for like years, she came, she didn't tell me. And you didn't know. I didn't know. So it was like, wow. Yeah, it was amazing. But anyway.
Okay.
I finished with Namibia, second runner up. I was like, Sharp God, because that in top 3, I'm not the gal, so we're good. But yeah, like literally the week before even those traveling things, the week after I emailed responded to the show. I was like, let's have a chat. Let us, get on a call. Let's talk about this. What does this entail? I like video calls. I like Zoom, let's talk.
I hate Zoom. Every time I have a Zoom meeting, I take off the camera element of things. But
it's like a stranger that I'm talking to, right? So I needed to read and see the energy of the person. So either way, we jumped on the call and I also asked a friend of mine that was in the industry already, what do I need to ask, what do I need to know, I did my research. So I had my list as I'm talking to him. So he was answering the questions before I got to ask him. And conclusion of the call was basically they sent me the documentation for my visa application. I did the application. 2 months later, I was in Cape Town. I had my apartment. It literally came true because my goal for 2019 was to move to Cape Town, right?
Wow.
So Miss Namibia was a stepping stone for me to get to international model.
How was the international experience?
It was great. It was great. It was like the first time I had my own space. I literally had my little apartment close to the ocean. I was making friends. I started booking jobs from the first month, after the first month. So with modeling, when you get into a new town, yes, learning the market is learning you. So you can take even 6 months for some people before they start working.
Okay.
So I started working within the first month, which was great. I did commercials, I did daily photo shoots. It was great, and like the travel, everything was nice.
Thank you so much for coming through, John. Such a good conversation.
Yeah, I spoke about things I've never spoken about. Sorry to cut your intro, but like
outro. But hopefully, like if you're watching this and you want to be a model, she went from like pageantry to international model to she's also a businesswoman. So in all of literally you had a bowl and you were washing things at the same time. You know when you put your clothes in shower also. She was doing everything. So I hopefully you're inspired and you want to really take it up. And if you want to be a model, it's possible. If you want to get into pageantry, it's possible, but also be a businesswoman, but also be a student. So you can be everything you want to be. You are really like your story is like one of those like you can be everything you want to be. Crazy. Anyways, I'll be right back. Right back.